that I would like to get into at this moment in time.
I thought I had that in the bag, I really did.
In my view, you are materially overpaying for something which is a whole load of problems.
But at the moment, based on what we've got, I can't do it.
Getting up on me, guys.
No.
Property Elevator is back and we are bigger than ever. This year, we see our angels looking to invest their hard-earned cash into some of the best property deals on the market. Will our angels be keeping their lights green, or will they be turning them red? And to shake things up, I'd like to introduce you to the lender, who'll be giving their insights into how these deals could potentially be viewed from a lending perspective. Our angels are seasoned developers, mentors, and investors with a combined experience of over 100 years. They are Paul Mahoney, Ranjan Bhattacharya, John Howard, Hayley Andrews, and Nicholas Wallwork. Unlike the angels, our lender, Scott Marshall, can't shake hands on any of the deals. So, it's up to our candidates to impress one of the 5 angels for that all-important guidance and cash. So, let's meet some of the hopeful candidates pitching their deals on today's show. Hi Sam, welcome to Property Elevator.
Hello.
Firstly, tell me a little bit about your background and your experience in property.
So I've been in commercial property and residential property for nearly 20 years now.
Amazing, so it's very much a full-time, well-established career for you then?
Yes, it is, yeah. So I've got a passion for it.
And is this deal that you've brought, is it commercial to residential as well?
So this is an interesting project. This is a pub conversion to residential flats.
Okay, great. And so is there anyone in particular that you would like to partner with on this particular project?
John Howard.
Okay, all right. Great, well, we're going to send you up now.
Yeah.
Wish you the best of luck.
Thank you very much.
And I will be waiting here to chat to you when you get down.
Thank you.
Fingers crossed for you.
Thanks.
Please head up that way.
Hello, angels.
Hello.
My name is Sam. So today I present you with my project, which is a pub conversion. This is a pub conversion in a very historical town of Windsor. This is a pub restaurant that is now closed, dilapidated and distressed. And it was also used as a bed and breakfast on the first floor. So now it's on the market and it has potential to be redeveloped into 8 apartments, and the ground floor has potential to be split into 2 retail units that will be a component to the whole investment. The purchase price of this is 900,000 and the redevelopment cost of this is just shy of 900,000 itself. The GDV on this project once developed is 3.2 million. This is a freehold property, so you will own the property. In addition to that, the retail units, we can't build apartments on the retail aspect because it's facing the high street. So what we have decided to do with the planners is we can shrink the ground floor retail unit and build 2 apartments at the back and close off the retail units at the front. And it's got 2 beautiful entrances, so we quite easily can split them in the middle, and then we can generate an income from the 2 retail units. On average, on these retail units, we can accumulate a rental of about £25,000 each. If we go above to the first floor, then in the pack, we will be building 3 apartments on the first floor and a further 3 apartments on the second floor. These apartments will be 1-bed, 2-person apartments.
Thank you very much for your pitch. Who would like to go first?
Yeah, I'll go first. Great pitch, Sam. Great area. Nice little project. Can you tell us some of the background? Because in the pack, it looks as though this project has a little bit of history. Has the last owner started works?
The works at the moment is, it's been boarded up, it's been closed down. The previous leaseholders that had rented it, they couldn't function the business, so they gave it in.
And you are keeping the retail on the ground floor, of course, which actually is probably the most important thing, isn't it?
That's the key element that we've been told that has to be on the ground floor, but then we've come out with a creative idea to split that into 2 retail units.
Into 2, yeah.
Because you'd never rent it
funny,
the
it's
way
not
it is.
too creative, is it, to put it into 2?
No.
No.
Just a
really
question
basic.
on that though. If you keep the retail on the ground floor, it's not going to be 8 apartments, is it? It'll just be 6? Or is that?
Yeah,
that
so
right?
it's going to be 3 on the first floor and 3 on the second, and then 2 at the back of the ground floor.
Oh, so it will still be 8 flats?
Yes.
Nicholas?
I'm a little bit concerned of the loss of a pub, which is a community
Asset.
asset
Yeah.
in a heritage area.
It's not operating as a pub currently, though, is it?
It's not operating as a pub anymore.
How
and
long has it not been run as a pub for?
Yeah.
There's no, I don't think there is a demand for...
No, I know, but how long
long's it
has
been
it been
closed?
empty?
I disagree with that. That's my point, right?
Yeah.
I think Eton is booming. It is a tourist town, Eton and Windsor. It's hugely booming. The fact that it's gone under, I would doubt very much is due to demand. I could be wrong, but I live around the Reading area, have done for best part of 20 years. So, we know Windsor really well, and it's heaving. You can't park
You ever
anywhere near
been
the
to
town
this pub?
centre. I can't recall going to this pub. I might
Probably.
have done. I might have
Probably
done. But it might have gone under. We've had COVID. We've had some serious financial difficulties in the last few years. That doesn't mean there's not the demand. It could have just been the owner operator had issues. And I think you would see this pub getting snapped up and reopened for this coming summer, quite easily.
I totally
So
agree. And
I think that's what the planners might think, and that for me is a huge risk on the planning.
Yeah, I think, Sam, certainly my problem, and maybe the other Angels' problem, is that if you can't change the retail, certainly the pub into retail on the ground floor, you've got a pub, I'm sure you can do the flats above,
yes.
but the problem is who wants to buy a flat above a pub? One, funding it's more difficult.
Yes.
Funding it's more difficult for the buyers, more expensive. It's possible, but it's more expensive. And secondly, they're not worth as much money.
Yes.
So the key to this deal, for me, is the planning.
That is true.
Yes.
And I think it's also whether it still has to remain a pub, whether it's considered an asset of community value. Because if it's not, and we can change it to normal shops, then that would be much better for the flats.
Far better.
Yes.
And I've done a number of pubs, bought a number of pubs, some of which I've had to sell to the community afterwards because they've
really,
put a charge on it, and others that I've managed to develop. But it is not easy. Pubs are not easy to convert to do because of the planning issues involved in them.
Because I suppose the last thing you want to end up owning is a pub that can't be converted to anything else.
Yeah. We're confident it can be converted and that the ground floor can be turned into retail units. There's a
Yes,
few
but would you
pubs.
buy it without knowing you definitely can?
I would do as much due diligence as I can in order to be comfortable buying it.
We
knowing
can
that
all,
planning
we can all
will
do
go
that,
through.
Sam, with all due respect. We can all do that. We can all get planning consultants in with their view, local planning apps. But there's still a risk.
There's still a
with
risk.
planning, and that has got to make the deal's got to be worth it. Sam, what's on the upper floors at the moment? Is it all restaurant on all 3 floors?
Well, it's
Pub on
very
all-
interesting.
What's
At
up
the
there?
moment, on the first, on the upper floors, it's actually an Airbnb. So this
Great.
is another great idea that
I'm
could
going to
happen.
make you an offer.
Yeah.
Trading.
I'm going to make you an
It's
offer. if I
Airbnb.
may. I need to hear from the
We
lender.
need to hear
It's
from
absolutely
Scott
fine.
first.
No, I don't need to hear from Scott for my offer.
And in
I'll
the
make you an
pack,
offer
I've got
on
a
this
picture
deal.
of the rooms. They're fantastic.
I'll make you an offer on this deal. I know I can get lending on it.
Well,
We're going to offer based on a lease option. So we're going to offer them a lease.
what?
We're going to rent out the Airbnb units to cover the lease. And when we've got the income, we'll buy it. Easy.
What? What
It's
is
a
your
lease
offer?
option.
It's currently trading
Rent it out first, use
as an
the rent
Airbnb.
to finance it.
I don't know the Airbnb and the service accommodation business.
We have a
lady.
lady here who's an expert in it. An expert.
But this is very, very lucrative Airbnb market in Windsor, Eton, all year round.
So what you're looking for all the funding,
Yes.
one way or the other, where it's bank funding plus the Angels putting the money in.
Yes.
Okay. Scott.
Yeah,
Sorry to take so long to get.
that's okay. Right, so let me just quickly, if I can, summarise the numbers. Okay, so purchase price 900,
Yes.
conversion cost 900,
Yes.
stands you in at 1.8 million pounds.
Correct.
Okay, it's a GDV of 3.2,
Yes.
which means there's before finance costs 1.4 million pounds of profit.
Yes.
Okay. So of that 1.8 million pound total cost,
Yes.
you would be able to borrow or get finance for somewhere around 1.35 to 1.5.
Yes.
Okay. So there would need to be equity in of somewhere between 300 and 450,000 pounds.
Yes.
My last question is, what is it that you're looking for from one of the angels?
So this
Apart
is
from
the,
money, obviously.
This is I called this the second leg of my property journey. My property journey got interrupted in 2019. I was diagnosed with a brain tumour, and I survived. I'm a brain tumour survivor, and it was a magical survival. Now, this is the second leg of my journey, and I want to be in property for the rest of my life. I'm passionate about it, and I want to leave a legacy for my children. I'm happy if I got an angel today to go 60-40, 60 in favour of
Good answer,
angel.
Sam. Good answer. Right. Let's go to some offers now, shall we?
I'll go.
Nicholas? Oh, Paul, sorry.
Well, Nick's
Paul.
already made an offer, hasn't he?
Nick's, well, it's
I've
a
made an
muddled offer. I'm not
Yeah.
sure what he's offered, to be honest with you.
Not putting any money.
John doesn't understand these modern day strategies.
Okay.
Create.
So if you can contribute 50
Creative
to 80,000 and it can be secured subject to finance, I would give you the balance, whatever that is, 300 or something. Or, given that it may be difficult getting this through planning and there may be, different areas of expertise required to do it, I would also be willing to share it with another angel, because I think, 4 hands would be better than 2 in this case.
Yes.
Hayley, would you like to?
I'd do that with you, Paul. If you work with me.
More than willing to work with you, Hayley.
So you would partner up with Paul?
Yeah.
Okay, that's interesting. Ranjan, what are your thoughts? It's in your patch, isn't it?
Yes, it's very much in my patch. I like the property. I think it can be done. I think it does need to be bought subject to planning. And I think that can be done from what you've said about the vendor's situation and the fact that it hasn't been sold. And I would love to do it with you on a 60-40 split, or because I don't have direct experience of serviced accommodation, and Hayley does, if Hayley wanted to choose me as a partner, I think we can
Must be the perfume.
optimize some kind of long-term exit out there in an interesting way.
A humble Ranjan, that's a very rare thing on set, isn't it? Very rare thing. Nicholas, I mean, yours was a garbled sort of offer. Do you want to make it clear?
Well, I just wanted to make it clear that I'd
Yeah.
invest in you in this deal, and that's a no-brainer.
Thank you.
Right, so
Well, what do you
the other
mean by
guys are
that?
waffling on about subject to planning deals. I'll second what Ranjan said. He obviously stole my idea anyway, in that this is a serviced accommodation play.
Yeah.
I think we can secure it quickly and fast. The vendor clearly would like another lease because they've offered a lease. And if a vendor's offering that, they actually want it filled, and they probably are investors themselves. So why not go and take the lease off them and get an option in there to buy it when we're ready to buy it?
My position is this, is that I don't have the experience in serviced accommodation. I call it running a guest house. That's what I call it, which is what it used to be in the old days, guest houses. So for me, I don't think this deal is for me. I think getting planning will be very difficult. So I'm going to say this one is not for me, but I do wish you all the luck, and you've got some very, very good angels to deal with without my help. Okay, so they are the offers. Have a think about it quickly, please, and make your decision. It might be no to everyone. Who knows? Make your decision, please.
You can take a few minutes if you want.
You can have a little
If you want to go
talk
to the
yourself
back
if
of the room and take a moment,
Or if you already know, then just tell us.
Yeah, okay. Fair enough.
I've never known such desperate angels to work with you. It's ridiculous. So can we just have a decision, please?
I've made my decision. I'm gonna go with Nick.
Well done.
Awesome.
And I like the idea and also the option for the freehold to grab this property for long term and to keep it as a
Amazing.
long term investment.
Well done.
Exciting.
Well done.
Well done.
Brilliant.
Very good.
Very
excited,
good.
man. I think it's a
Wow,
great
it's really
deal.
good. It's really good
We
deal.
can be very creative with this one.
Yeah,
I like
yeah.
it. Looking forward to it.
Thank you very much.
Good to meet you.
I don't really understand.
Thank you, Angels.
Well done. Well done. Well done.
Well done. Congratulations.
Thank you. Well done.
You can't even look this way, can you, John, now?
Well, no, because I don't understand why you wouldn't change your deal.
I tell you what, I didn't know you like to be a tenant.
But clearly you do.
I don't really understand that either. We were offering him money
We
to
were
buy it
buying
now.
I'm offering money to buy it.
Yeah, but in 2 or 3 years.
So he's got to
doesn't
now
matter.
negotiate that, or you've got to negotiate
I think he was
it with
quite
the
keen to run the
vendor.
Airbnb.
The vendor's already offering a lease.
He was keen
we
to
don't have
keep it,
negotiate
wasn't he?
anything. If there wasn't a lease on the table in the sales particulars, I wouldn't have made that offer and he probably wouldn't have taken it. The vendor is offering a lease. So that's easy to negotiate.
And this is
We'll
a
take the
win-win.
lease.
This is a win-win.
It's a win-win.
Win-win for everybody.
Sam, massive congratulations there.
Thank you very much.
Interestingly, it was every other angel that gave you an offer except for John.
Absolutely, yeah.
However, how are you feeling?
I'm very excited. It's been a great journey, and I'm very pleased that I've got an angel on my side, and the journey carries on.
It does. It begins here. Daisy, Alex, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you very much for having us.
So tell me a little bit about yourself and your background firstly.
So I'm a general builder, have been for about 5-6 years.
Yep.
Apprenticeship was basically our first house together. So learnt a lot then, and we've done 2 or 3 since then.
Nice.
And I also work, general building on domestic projects and new builds as well.
Brilliant. And what about yourself, Daisy?
I am a sales manager for a contract kitchen supplier, so working with national and regional house builders on all their new developments.
Brilliant. So you're still kind of in the property scene then with your day job as well.
Yes, and I do property on the side with Alex.
What's the plan and what's the goal for today? What are you hoping for?
A deal would be great,
Yeah.
but also feedback on what we've prepared as well would be constructive, so we can take that away in the future.
Fantastic. Well, good luck. I'm going to send you up the stairway to heaven, and we'll see you when you get down.
Thank you very much.
Off you go.
Hi.
Hi.
Hi there.
Hi.
Hi.
Hello, angels. I'm Daisy,
And I'm Alex.
and together we're Mills Barton Property. We have been in property for about 7 years now. We bought the worst house that we could possibly, or the cheapest house, which was also the worst house, in the town that we wanted to live in, renovated it and rented it out, and we've been continuing to do that as much as we can. We have taken on other projects such as commercial to residential, which is now an Airbnb, and we have recently done another renovation. So the investment opportunity we bring to you today is a large detached property. It's 397 square metres, or 4,200 square foot, and is currently comprising of 3 separate flats.
So the property deal itself, as Daisy mentioned, is fairly large. It's split over 3 different floors, and it's separated as 3 separate flats at the moment. I think the largest being around 150 square metres. And the deal that we are looking at is to split the flats further into 7 separate flats. Part of the works include a fairly large extension at the back of the property under permitted development, and a dormer at the top of on the top floor. The purchase cost is 575,000. So yeah, the renovations were 360. Ideally, we're looking for £618,500, and this is to cover the purchase costs, so deposit, stamp duty, and fees, as well as the renovation. We're hoping that we would then use bridging loans, or under some guidance, potentially better routes of finance to actually purchase it, funding the renovation costs. What we're looking for today is a 50-50 split on the equity and the continuous cash flow from the rents, as we'd like to keep the refinance and keep the properties long term.
Okay. Good. Well, thank you very much for your pitch. Hayley.
Am I right in saying there's 2 schemes here? You've got more than one?
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about the second scheme.
We had, so originally our first thought is to split it into flats, hold and rent. I came to a property elevator conference a couple of weeks ago, and I was inspired by something that you said, Hayley, about having cluster flats, and we have explored the idea of keeping the 3 flats as they are and renovating the rooms to have sort of self-contained kitchenettes and en suites, and then renting those out effectively as sort of HMO lets.
Well, that's John out then. Excellent. Only 4 of us left now.
That's only the second option.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So, I'm more interested in the second option, to be honest.
What a surprise.
So in terms of, so we're doing cluster flats, so that's 11 rooms in total. How have you come up with your GDV? I think it was quite low. Where was it? So you had, what was your GDV for the...
It was 750,000.
Where did you get that from?
We could only base that on
comparable,
refinancing the 3 separate flats.
Okay. I think that's quite low. Your rental figures are quite conservative as well, I think. So your GDV, if you were to go down the cluster flat route, would be, I think, a lot higher.
I like cluster flats too.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful building, but I think it's a very attractive building, and I think some of the existing occupants also think it's rather attractive. We've got the top floor tenants who've been there 34 years, second floor tenants who've been there 16 years, no tenancy documents in place. So before we start thinking about what we're going to do with it, how do we evict these guys? How do we get them out?
We were advised that we would need to get a tenancy agreement in place, but we would have to enforce that and then wait in order to issue.
Okay, I don't think it's as simple as that. So if there's no tenancy in place whatsoever, they would be considered probably an assured tenant, which means you'd struggle to get them out. You get the market rent, but you would struggle to get them out.
And the 34 years issue, that's a significant
absolutely, because they've accepted the rent from them without a tenancy agreement. We had a short old tenancy agreement. The way forward probably, potentially, is to say, look, we'll buy it subject to vacant possession.
Were the flats split with planning permission? Are they split
They were
with...
done in the 60s.
They were done in the 60s, so it's just...
yeah, probably
existing
so
use.
So in that situation, and we used to buy lots and lots of these types of things over the years, many flats like this. We don't buy many of these days because there aren't many around anymore, but you've finally found one, which is brilliant. So well done. So basically, it probably hasn't got planning permission for its current use, but because it's been over 12 years, you can get what's called a certificate of lawful use on it, which you probably know. You need 2 sworn affidavits, probably by the tenants or the next door neighbour or the owner, current owner, to say that they remember it being in flats for many years. That's not a problem.
And do you know what the market rent is?
11 to 1,200.
Yeah, for a flat that size. So yeah, 700 for the middle and 450 at the top.
Because John, if it is an issue getting rid of, John mentioned they would have to pay market rent regardless. So maybe that's a way of getting rid of them if they're not able to pay 50% more rent.
It's very hard, in my experience, to get rid of tenants like that unless you compensate them well.
Yeah.
Or have baseball bats.
And we don't do anything like that. So,
what, compensate them well?
Compensate them well. Compensate them well is obviously the answer. Paul, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't work unless you've got vacant possession, right?
No.
So you think you can convert this into 7 flats, yeah? With planning and everything else. Basically, if you did it 7 flats, what are the 7 one-bedders would they be?
No, a mixture of
1s and 2s?
4 2s and 3 1s.
4 2s. I like the fact you know that. That's very good. And 3 1s. Yeah. And what's the GDV on those?
1.4 million.
1.4 million. Now we're talking about a proper deal now. This is what's called a grown-up deal. Right, okay, 1.4 million. You're buying it for how much? 600?
575.
600 with stamp duty, yeah? 600, yeah. Call it 600. It's probably too much money, but it's a start. So normally you can never pay more than a third of the end value if you're developing it outside London. Inside London, you can. Outside London, a third of the end value is maximum. Here, that would make it 1.8. You're not at 1.8, you're at 1.4. So the 600,000 is too much money. It needs to be 400. If you can't get the tenants out, it certainly doesn't want to be any more than 400. In my view. Having said that, what you could do is do the ground floor, sell that off. What's the ground floor worth?
As it is.
Done up nicely.
No, done up.
250.
Late 200s maybe.
250. 250 off 250 600 leaves 350. So then you're in for 350 and what's left. Now you're starting talking about a deal because you're reducing your costs. You've sold some off. Your bank, whoever you go to or we go to, will love that. Okay, thank you.
Why would you want to sell something off and not maximise it? I mean, we're
Oh,
developers.
you always want to keep everything.
We're developers.
You know what, in
That's
life,
what we do.
Keep some, sell some, get some training, get some cash, get a deal to do again, go again, go again, go again. You don't go again if all you do is rent all the time.
If I can just summarise the two different options. So option one is 7 flats. So you buy it at 600, you spend 360, that stands you in at 960, GDV 1.4 million before finance costs, which is effectively a profit of 450 grand, give or take. Okay, great. Second option, the self-contained cluster flats. Buying still for 600. What are your costs to go to the cluster flats?
The renovation was more
Yeah.
because we were aiming to put in en-suites on every room and kitchenettes and things. So I think it was
450.
450, right, okay, so you've got a purchase price of 600 plus 450, that stands you in at 1.05 million. Okay, with the GDV that you've spoken about, let's say the net yield on that, net rent on that is, I don't know, £70,000 a year. At
No, it's 180.
No, 117 it was.
Oh,
But
yeah.
you've got to take off 30%.
Sorry, I
okay?
misheard
So
you,
let's say you're at £80,000.
Yeah.
Okay, a 10% yield, that's 800,000. You're underwater.
Yeah.
Okay, that option doesn't work.
I think I told everyone that earlier.
Right, so the only option then to look at is the flats. But the flats you've got, out of the 3 flats you've got there currently, 2 of the flats are effectively on regulated tenancies, which is a material disadvantage and also makes it unattractive from a lending perspective. So in my view, you are materially overpaying for something which is a whole load of problems down the track. And from your perspective of putting in £35,000 into it, I think that it's a risky deal and not lendable, not fundable in its current structure.
Now, we've got to go to some offers now, guys and girls. So, who would like to go first?
I'll go first.
Okay.
On the basis of what Scott said there, it needs 600 grand investment. And I don't think that the upside is big enough to justify a £600,000 investment from me as an angel. So for that reason, I'm out.
Okay, let me go now. Okay, this is just up my street. I love this type of thing, okay? I like you both. I think you need to sharpen up a bit. I think you need to get tougher. You're very nice people. You know, you're so nice. You come around for dinner anytime. But, you know, you've got to get that a hardened edge to you. So I will offer you whatever the funding is we get, I'll put up the difference. But I want 75% of the deal. You get 25, I get 75. Share the profit. And I'll show you how we go about doing it in the correct professional way. That's my offer.
Thank you very much.
Hopefully, the others won't offer anything. Ranjan.
Ranjan's been quite quiet on this one, I noted.
When he's quiet, he's actually thinking.
I think the issue here is, as Scott and John said, you're paying way too much for the property. The property is a problem. The vendor is going to struggle to sell. She has had a sale fall through. This is 2 years on. She's still got the property. She's still got the tenants. This is an issue to her. This is where we start driving the price down. This is, you're in the position of power now. You know, they don't have people knocking on the door. And while it sounds nasty, we're business people. Assuming we sort these issues out and at a 60-40 split, that's my offer.
Okay, thank you, Hayley. Nicholas.
Some people call me the problem solver.
Oh, please.
Some people call you
The problem maker. The troublemaker. I like to look at things creatively. I'm going to make it very short and sweet.
Good.
I'll offer you any money required to top up, any funding we can get on the site. I want to make sure we can get vacant possession. I'm not worried about the planning because we've got some good residential planning there anyway, probably PD to flat HMOs. So I'll offer you all of the money for a 75-25 split. As well.
I'll take that as a compliment, shall I?
I'm going up against John, basically.
Same offer as John.
Ranjan?
I think this is an interesting project. I think the problem is that you have underestimated the hassle of getting these tenants out. And I slightly disagree with Scott in terms of the discount for these regulated tenancy. I think it's more than 25-30% because they're two long-term tenants here to get out. So it's almost double the hassle. And based on what I see these go for at auctions, I do see that discount.
And there aren't many left, are there, to be fair? You don't see many of them anymore. In the old days, it used to be 50% discount.
So I think this is the value of this is somewhere between 300 and 350 for the hassle that you've got. And if we can go back and get it to secure it for that sort of money, then we're looking at something. But I'm not sure whether the vendor is in that space. But if they are, come back. But at the moment, based on what we've got, I can't do it. I think it's too high.
So you have 3 offers, okay? You've got a fantastic offer from me. And
you've
then
got a better offer from me.
And an even better one from me.
And you'd get the lending if one of the angels were to be involved.
You get better lending if it's me. Now, so we've got three offers. I'm 75-25.
I'm 60-40.
Yep.
75-25.
Okay.
Basically, they're all offering subject to getting the tenant out. So who do you think is going to be most effective at getting those tenants out for you?
Who's got the most?
That's what you need to have a huddle about. And
who's got the most experience?
That's just
who
age,
was
John.
still in his 50s when the tenants went in?
Have a think about it. I agree. It needs to come down.
Thank you very much for your offers and thank you for letting us pitch to you today. Our aim was to hold and rent, so we'd like to accept your offer, Hayley, please.
I don't believe it. Congratulations, well done.
We tried, John.
Well
we
done.
tried to be cheeky.
Thank you. You made the right choice.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Well done.
Well done, guys.
Well done.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Well done.
Yeah.
Congratulations, Hayley. Congratulations, Hayley.
I don't believe that.
You got a pig in a poke there, I think.
Well done, Hayley. Oh, God. How
you knew
could you
Winston
have won
Churchill,
it?
didn't you?
Paul says I knew Winston Churchill.
You go to
Where's
school
my
with it?
baseball bat?
I'll buy you a baseball bat for Christmas.
I've got one.
I've got
I'm a landlord.
Crikey.
I have to say, I was the most experienced person here. I thought I had that in the bag. I really did.
I actually had a feeling
I
you
think they
did.
made the right choice to go.
You
with
shot
it.
yourself in the foot by telling them they had to sell part of it.
Yeah, I think that from their perspective, their dream is effectively a refurb to rent strategy.
Crazy. Everyone else was obsessed with keeping everything. They never thought they could keep, out of
Cash
7
flow is
flats,
king, John.
they could keep 3 and sell 4. Get your cash back and go again. Anyway, I'm over it now.
Are you really though? Are you?
He's going to be grumpy for the rest of the show.
What a power couple we've got here. So multiple deals, multiple offers even, multiple offers, and you went with Hayley. What made you go with Hayley?
I think Hayley's vision was kind of to keep long term and aim on cash flow, and that's what we wanted to hear really. And she was optimistic with our end valuation being quite low, so it makes the numbers even better really. I'd like to work with her.
Yeah, we're interested in the cluster flat idea, so and that's something that I'd heard previously from Hayley. So it'd be nice to work with someone who's quite passionate about that as well.
She is. She's super passionate, but she's also super experienced in that as well. So I really think you actually did go with the right angel today.
Thank you.
Brilliant outcome. Hi Bartek, welcome to Property Elevator today.
Thank you very much. Hello Liz, how are you doing?
Very well, thanks. How are you feeling, more importantly?
Excellent, thank you.
Good vibes. So what are you hoping to achieve today?
Well, I'm hoping that the angels will be likely to go full ahead with the deal I brought. However, there are other options with less cash involved, so we'll see how it goes.
Awesome. Is there anyone in particular out of the angels that you maybe would like to partner up with?
To be honest, I wouldn't mind if all of them would go, because there is so big scope and profit on the deal that potentially each of them could take something for themselves.
Exciting.
Exciting,
Sounds
absolutely.
Very exciting.
Very exciting.
Well, I'm going to send you up there now. Have fun, enjoy yourself.
Absolutely.
And I'll be waiting here to have a chat when you come back down.
Thank you very much.
Best of luck.
Thank you.
Showtime.
Hello.
Hello, angels. My name is Bartek, and I brought you a deal which I believe is one of the best in my own area in Camberley, in Surrey Heath. In 2016, there was a school closed, which very quickly was decided by the council they will want to turn the whole grounds into their residential development. Before COVID, some of the research started, but because of the COVID, everything has stopped. In 2023, that proceedings were reintroduced, and today I am pitching you a possibility of building 31 units with a GDV of 19.7 million, build cost 14.5 million, and the total profit of 5.16 million, which in total represents 26.2 return on GDV and 35.5 return on total development cost, including building costs, legals, and finance cost. Thank you very much.
No, thank you very much, Bartek. So, who would like to go first?
I will.
Oh, very good.
Okay.
Of course it is.
Ladies first and all.
Absolutely.
So you're building 31 units. What are those units?
Yes, sorry, I didn't mention that one. These are a mixture of semi-detached and detached houses. I have included that all of those houses will be 3-bedroom, spec'd at 100 square meter each. However, I believe that obviously we could maybe build 2-bedroom houses and 4-bedroom houses to bring a bit more mixture to the whole lot. But altogether, the overall value will stay the same.
Okay. So, is this a subject to planning deal, or
it is
has it got planning?
It is subject to planning deal.
Okay. And in terms of build costs, how have you done the build costs?
Yes. So the build cost I have calculated per square meter, 2,500 per square meter. However, obviously this is based on a single unit. We are building here potentially 31 units, so I believe that further savings could be made.
Yeah, and the demolition, have you put?
Yes, the demolition cost at £250,000, and that has already been also calculated by the council.
Asbestos?
Included in the calculation.
Okay, lovely, thank you.
Have you got planning for this? Is there planning for this scheme?
No, however, because the council itself started the whole process, they already agreed and they want this ground, this school to be demolished and turned into residential property.
I get you.
Can you tell us a bit about yourself, your experience?
Yes, so in 2020 I've started my own building and refurbishment company. Until now we have done around 15 projects. They usually were fully fit out and full refurbishment projects inside and out. I haven't got my own portfolio at the moment.
So would the plan be that you would be the main contractor on this project?
Partially.
And what's the purchase price of the site, and what do you want from us?
Yeah, so the purchase price, we have talked about 3 million. And I think from what I understand from the long conversation with the agents, that would satisfy the need of the council. And now what they're looking for is mainly established and credible developer or partner for us to make sure that this is going to be a successful process and successful development.
So you're purchasing from the council?
That's correct, yes.
Yeah.
On your build cost, Bartek, you've said 14.5 million and the GDV is 19.7, so 5 and a bit million profit.
Yes.
In your build cost, you're including the purchase price, and that's not your build cost, that's your GDC, your gross development cost,
Yes.
your entire cost.
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
With the finance as well.
With the finance as well, okay. Now, my issue with getting the planning and flipping in terms of that option is that you're leaving 26% return on investment, but that's what an end buyer is going to want, that kind of level of a site of this size. So they've already priced in the planning uplift gain at 3 million, right? So there's no value in going through planning here. It's just building out as a developer margin.
Well, I preferred to be a little bit cautious, because obviously the whole attitude of the council towards going and building out the land is one thing, and that's 2019. Obviously they want to do it now, but whether that planning or that out, the first schedule of researches and studies that has been done in 2019, whether they stand or they still want to discuss what we're going to do going forward, I'd prefer to kind of keep it in the costing.
You've got a lot of costs here.
So this is your first development that you'd be doing yourself, right? As opposed to
hopefully
buildings
not myself,
for others.
yes. Yeah, I mean, if I don't get the funding today, I don't think I...
No, of course. It was more so far as being a developer yourself.
Yes.
I know you're a builder, but this would be the first project for you.
Correct.
Yeah, okay.
Right, so, but in terms of building houses...
Yes.
You've not had any experience of building houses, whether it be one house, two houses, three houses?
No.
Nothing, okay.
No.
Okay, so from a lender's perspective,
yeah.
You absolutely need an angel on
Correct.
board who has that experience.
I agree.
For this to be a fundable proposition.
That's exactly why I'm here.
Okay.
Okay. So let's get some offers hopefully on the table for Bartek. Nicholas, do you want to go first or last?
What were you offering the angels in terms of a return?
Yeah, what are you...
Yes, so...
What's the offer?
Depending on what route we go, if you want to just a subject to planning gains and then exit, I would think that maybe 60-40 split towards the angel. But I'm flexible. In terms of if we go fully forward with the whole project, then I cannot see anything more than for our company as 20-80 towards obviously on favor of the investor. And then again, we would be responsible to finish and fit out those properties once they are fully built with our own people without taking any profit until actually everything is sold.
This development is obviously very risky, because it's big, and I love the aspiration of you, bringing this to us. It's great that you feel as though you can deliver it, but the problem is it would be us that's taking all the risk, because a development of this scale, if it goes wrong, you lose a lot of money, or we lose a lot of money. Potentially a big chunk of money. For all those reasons, it's not a development for me.
Thank you.
Ranjan, do you want to go next or?
I think Paul took the words out of my mouth, really. I think you're great.
It's in your area. It's your sort of bag, isn't it?
It's my area,
yeah. But
it's not my risk appetite in the current market, because it's too long term.
But it is subject to planning.
There are too many risks in such a long haul project. So that's the only reason I'm out.
Okay, thank you.
Bartek, I mirror everything that, you know, you're inspirational, you've come a long way, and, you know, that's what this show's all about, isn't it, really? You know, and you've come back.
I thought it was about making money.
Well, it's about education as well, and it's about giving people the opportunity who otherwise wouldn't have it to do a deal. And I think I'm passionate about that, and that's why we came up with the idea of the show originally. And we mustn't forget that, because that's really, really important, genuinely. My slight problem with this, and I love subject to planning deals because you can get in there, sort them out. I've done many deals of this size, and it's the hidden problems that you come across which you don't know about before you start knocking buildings down. To get the planning is probably going to be £200,000. My subject to offer deal would be so low that I think we would be definitely outbid by some of the medium-sized builders who, to be honest with you, are probably better at doing this than you or I would be. So on that basis, I'm afraid I'm not going to invest.
Okay, thank you, John.
Hayley.
This is a really ambitious scheme for someone of your experience level. And while I admire that, you know, you reach for the stars and land on the moon and that type of analogy, I think this is too big for you, and I think in actual fact we'd end up delivering it. So I think Paul was bang on. This is a source deal, you take a fee, and we deliver it ourselves.
Nicholas.
I so want to do a deal with you, Bartek. I so do. You're so investable. I think as much as that is a good plea to do a deal, and I respect how hard you're trying here, I don't particularly want to put my PGs on such a big site in the current market. The guys have touched upon a few reasons why. I'd rather do 5 or 6 deals that are smaller and just spread my risk right now. And that's the reason I'm not going to invest in this one. I'm sorry.
Okay, thank you very much.
Not today, Bartek, I'm afraid, but please keep believing, keep trying, and you'll get there. Promise you.
Thank you very much. Okay.
Well done.
Thank you.
Well done.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Well done. So nice man.
The most investable deal that we haven't managed to offer.
Yeah, I agree.
It's so frustrating.
But I've been there so many times with these deals. They're so expensive to bring to fruition.
Yeah.
You know, utilities utilities, gas, water.
That's a whole substation.
Hundreds of thousands of pounds.
Yeah.
You know, and there's just not enough detail. Contamination of the ground, demolition, asbestos. There's so many things, and people just think, oh, well, you get planning, you just build it. You don't, and it's very difficult.
I've never felt so bad about saying no to someone.
He's such a nice man, and he's such a trier.
He did a lot of work on it.
He'll be successful in the end.
Bartek, firstly, well done for heading into the room. I know it's a really scary thing to do.
Yes.
It wasn't a success today. However, what did you take away from that conversation with the Angels?
Well, probably that I need to maybe focus, according to Angels, to smaller deals.
Okay.
However, I think that I will keep pushing.
Yeah.
And I will try to find investment on the bigger deals, because when you can build 1, 2, 3 houses, you can build 31. So I think I will just keep, with my perspective, and I will just try to work with somewhere else with investor who might see, that I can deliver and we can both deliver.
Absolutely. So key learning from it, I guess, is start small, slowly build yourself up, and then you go from there.
Potentially, yes.
Good. Well, all the best with it.
Yes, thank you
very much for coming to see us today. It's been great having you on the show.
Thank you for having me.
And all the best.
Thank you very much.
Thanks.
Thanks.
Today's episode was an emotional one, to say the least. It's always great when deals are done, but even better when there's a purpose behind them. I think so anyway. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time on Property Elevator.